Have you ever wondered why some people seem unshakably calm in the face of life's storms, while others get swept away by the slightest breeze? Today, we're diving into a philosophy that ancient warriors and modern thinkers alike swear by: Stoicism. This isn't just another self-help trend. It's a way of life that stood the test of time. Imagine facing your greatest fears, your toughest challenges, with a sense of peace and purpose. That's the power of Stoicism. We're going to unravel how this ancient wisdom can transform not only how you think, but how you live, act, and find joy in the everyday. If you've ever felt like life is a roller coaster you can't control, stick around. Today's journey through Stoic principles might just be the anchor you need. Before we dive into the transformative world of Stoicism, I urge you to hit the like button, share this with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more eye-opening content. And remember, watching the whole video without skipping is key to stepping towards a more resilient you. One, embracing discomfort as a teacher. Think about your comfy, cozy bed. It's your sanctuary, your slice of heaven. But now, imagine choosing to leave that comfort an hour earlier every morning. Why? Maybe to sit in silence, meditate, or get that early workout in. Sounds tough, doesn't it? But think about what that discipline does for you. It's like training your willpower muscle, showing you that you can do hard things. And often, the hardest part is just getting started. Let's take a page out of Seneca's book, a Stoic legend. He would regularly live as if he had lost everything. Literally, he'd eat the simplest food, wear the most basic clothing. Now, why would someone willingly choose that? It's not a quest for misery, it's about perspective. By experiencing simplicity, he learned to find joy, not in things, but in himself, in his own resilience. It's a powerful reminder that our happiness doesn't have to depend on our external circumstances. What Seneca and Stoicism are teaching us here is to redefine our relationship with comfort and fear. It's about understanding that comfort isn't always our friend. Sometimes it's a beautifully gilded cage that keeps us from realizing our full potential. When we choose to step out of that zone of comfort, we're not just learning about endurance. We're rediscovering our own strength, our own capability to adapt and thrive. So, what does choosing discomfort look like in our everyday lives? It's those small choices. Opting for the stairs instead of the elevator. Choosing to have that difficult, honest conversation rather than avoiding it. Skipping the extra hour of TV for some quality time with a book or a loved one. Each of these choices might seem small, but collectively, they're transformative. And here's the kicker. This isn't just about being stoic for stoicism's sake. It's about finding a deeper contentment, a profound peace that comes from within, regardless of what's happening around us. By embracing discomfort as a teacher, we're not just learning to survive the ups and downs of life, we're learning how to thrive through them. So, as you go about your day, think about this. Where can you choose a little discomfort? Where can you push yourself just a bit more? Remember, it's in those moments, outside the cozy embrace of comfort, that we find our truest selves and our greatest strength. That's what Stoicism is all about, harnessing our inner power to live a life that's not just comfortable, but truly meaningful. 2. Actively welcoming challenges. Picture your muscles. If you don't work them out, they won't get stronger. They need resistance. They need a challenge. It's the same with our personal growth. When life throws us into the deep end, that's our chance to learn how to swim, not just float. Let me give you an example. Say you've got this big project at work. It's daunting, way outside your comfort zone. Now, you could look at this as a huge hassle, something to just get through. But what if you flip the script? See it as an opportunity to stretch yourself, to pick up new skills, maybe even discover talents you didn't know you had. This is what Epictetus, a Stoic heavyweight, was getting at when he said that difficulties show us who we really are. They're like a mirror showing us our current state and a forge where we can shape ourselves into something stronger. So, how do we apply this? It starts with a shift in mindset. Next time you're faced with a challenge, pause for a second. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" It's about embracing the struggle, not as an enemy, but as a teacher. Think of each challenge as a puzzle, a riddle. It's not there to defeat you, but to help you grow, to push your boundaries. This isn't just theory, it's practical, everyday living. That presentation you're nervous about, it's a chance to improve your public speaking. A tough conversation you need to have, it's an opportunity to strengthen your communication and empathy skills. Even something as simple as a tough workout routine is a chance to build discipline and resilience. This Stoic approach to challenges transforms the way we experience life. We stop being passive victims of our circumstances and start becoming active participants in our own growth story. It's empowering, isn't it, to know that every challenge is helping to forge a stronger, wiser you. Remember, it's not about seeking out suffering or making life harder than it needs to be. It's about recognizing the hidden value in the obstacles that come our way. By actively welcoming these challenges, we're not just preparing for life's difficulties, we're actively shaping ourselves through them. So, the next time life throws a curveball your way, take a deep breath and remind yourself, this is an opportunity to grow. Embrace it, learn from it, let it make you stronger. That's the Stoic way, turning every challenge into a stepping stone towards becoming the best version of ourselves. 3. Choosing empathy in communication. In the middle of a heated argument with a friend or a loved one, it's so easy to get trapped in our own perspective, to be so focused on getting our point across that we don't really hear them. This is where Stoicism brings a breath of fresh air. It nudges us to pause, take a step back, and really try to understand where the other person is coming from. It's about seeing the world through their eyes, feeling what they're feeling. Marcus Aurelius, a great Stoic emperor and a thinker, had this amazing insight. He suggested that we should reflect on our own faults before pointing out someone else's. This isn't about self-blame, but about understanding that we're all human, all fallible. When you start from that place of shared humanity, empathy comes more naturally. So how does this work in real life? It's simple, yet profound. Next time you're in a conversation, especially a tough one, try to really listen. Not just waiting for your turn to speak, but actively listening. Try to understand their point of view, their feelings, their motivations. Ask yourself, why might they feel this way? What's behind their words? It's not about agreeing with them or changing your stance. It's about acknowledging and respecting their experience. Empathy in communication is a powerful tool. It turns conflicts into conversations, adversaries into allies. It builds bridges where walls used to be. And the beautiful part? It not only improves our relationships with others, but also brings us a sense of inner peace. When we approach interactions with empathy, we reduce conflict, we understand people better, and we create a more harmonious environment for ourselves. But here's the real magic of choosing empathy. It changes us. We become more patient, more understanding, and more connected. We start to see the world not just in black and white, but in a spectrum of colors, a spectrum of emotions and experiences. And this is what Stoicism is all about. It's about finding harmony both within ourselves and with the world around us. So the next time you find yourself locking horns with someone, remember this Stoic wisdom. Take a deep breath, step into their shoes, and open the door to understanding. By choosing empathy in our communication, we're not just building better relationships, we're building a better, more compassionate world. 4. Embracing fate with joy. The idea here is not just to tolerate whatever life flings our way, but to actively embrace it with a positive spirit. It's about seeing the value, the lesson, or the opportunity in every situation, no matter how challenging it might seem. Think about it. A project you're deeply invested in suddenly gets the axe. Your first reaction is probably frustration, disappointment, maybe even a bit of anger. Totally normal. But what if, in the midst of that setback, there's a hidden doorway to something new, something potentially even better? This is where Stoicism comes in, teaching us to find the silver lining in every cloud. It's not a call to love suffering or to deny the pain of setbacks. Instead, it's about seeing these moments as chances to grow, to pivot, to explore paths we might not have considered otherwise. It's a mindset shift from seeing things as losses to viewing them as opportunities for potential gains. Let me give you an example. You've been working tirelessly on a project, and out of the blue it's cancelled. In that moment of disappointment, take a step back. Maybe this is an opportunity to reassess your goals, to fine-tune your skills, or to dive into something you've been putting off because you were too busy. This Stoic attitude isn't about being unrealistically optimistic. It's about being open to the possibilities that every change brings. This principle is beautifully summed up in the concept of amor fati, a Latin phrase that translates to love of fate. It's about loving everything that happens, the good, the bad, and everything in between. It's embracing life as it comes, not just as we wish it would be. By doing this, we turn every situation, even the seemingly negative ones, into a positive force in our lives. Now, how can we practice this in our daily lives? Start by reflecting on a recent challenge or change in your plans. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this help me grow? It could be as simple as a delayed flight giving you time to read a book you've been neglecting, or a job rejection opening the door to a career path you hadn't considered. Embracing fate with joy is a powerful decision. It changes our perspective on life's unpredictabilities. Instead of being thrown off course by changes and challenges, we learn to ride the waves, to find joy and opportunity in the unexpected. This Stoic mindset doesn't just help us cope with life's twists and turns, it empowers us to thrive amidst them. So the next time you face a setback or an unexpected turn, remember this Stoic wisdom. Take a deep breath, embrace it with joy, and look for the hidden opportunities. It's in these moments that we often find our greatest strengths and most valuable lessons. That's the beauty of embracing fate with joy. It turns every experience, no matter how tough, into a stepping stone towards a richer, more fulfilling life. 5. Daily practice of mindful reflection. Seneca, one of the heavyweight Stoics, was big on this. He had a habit of reviewing his day each night, pondering over what he did well and where he slipped up. This wasn't about beating himself up over mistakes. No, it was about learning, about growing a little each day. It's like having a daily debrief with yourself, a personal check-in to ensure you're on the path you want to be on. So, how do we bring this into our daily lives? It's simpler than you might think. It's about carving out a little time each day, maybe just before bed, to reflect on your day. Ask yourself some key questions. What did I do well today? Where could I have reacted differently? What did I learn? This isn't about dwelling on the past or getting stuck in a loop of overthinking. It's about taking stock in a constructive, forward-thinking way. This practice of mindful reflection turns each day into a classroom of sorts. Every interaction, every decision, every moment becomes a lesson in how to be a better version of ourselves. It's about recognizing our achievements, and yes, we all have them daily, even if they're as simple as making someone smile. It's also about understanding our missteps, not to dwell on them, but to learn from them. Imagine you had a tough conversation at work. Instead of just moving on and forgetting about it, take a moment in your reflection time to think it over. Could you have been more empathetic? Was there a point where you could have listened more, or perhaps spoken up? This kind of reflection helps us develop better communication skills, emotional intelligence, and a deeper understanding of ourselves and those around us. And here's the Stoic anchor in all this. By reflecting daily, we align ourselves more closely with the Stoic virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. We become more aware of our actions and their impact, and we learn to make choices that are more in harmony with these virtues. The beauty of this practice is that it builds over time. Each day of reflection adds up, slowly shaping us into wiser, more thoughtful, and more compassionate individuals. It's about progress, not perfection. As we reflect, we learn, and as we learn, we grow. I encourage you to embrace the practice of mindful reflection. Make it a part of your daily routine. It doesn't have to be long. Even just a few minutes can make a difference. Over time, you'll start to notice the changes in yourself. You'll become more attuned to your actions and their ripple effects, and you'll find yourself growing in ways you might never have expected. Remember, every day is a new opportunity to learn, to grow, and to move closer to the person you want to be. And that's the heart of Stoicism. Continually striving to be our best selves, one day, one reflection at a time. 6. Seeking wisdom in stillness. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic emperor and philosopher, had this beautiful idea. He said that the best retreat is not found in the mountains, the beaches, or some quiet countryside. It's found within our own minds. This is profound because it tells us that peace and clarity don't require a physical escape. It's all right there in our minds, in the stillness that we can cultivate no matter where we are. So, how do we tap into this stillness? How do we find that inner retreat? It starts with carving out moments in our day for quiet reflection. This could be through meditation, which is a fantastic way to calm the mind and center your thoughts. But it doesn't have to be formal meditation. It can be as simple as taking a quiet walk, maybe early in the morning when the world is still asleep, or late at night under the stars. Or it could be just sitting quietly with a cup of coffee, away from your phone and computer, letting your mind wander, letting it breathe. In these moments of stillness, something magical happens. We start to hear our own voice more clearly, not the reactive, impulsive voice that responds to every stimulus, but the deeper, wiser voice that often gets drowned out in the noise of everyday life. This is where we find clarity, where we connect with our inner wisdom. It's where we can reflect on our lives, our choices, and our paths, and gain insights that might have eluded us in the midst of our busy schedules. But there's more to it. In these quiet moments, we're not just connecting with ourselves, we're disconnecting from the chaos of the external world. It's a way to recharge, to reset. It's like pressing pause on the constant stream of demands and distractions, giving us a chance to just be rather than constantly doing. And here's the Stoic anchor in all of this. Marcus Aurelius and other Stoic thinkers believed that tranquility and wisdom come from within. They understood that the external world is full of things we can't control, but how we respond to them, how we process them, that's within our control. And often, the best responses, the wisest insights, come when we're in a state of calm, not chaos. So, I encourage you to seek out these moments of stillness in your day. It doesn't have to be hours on end. Just a few minutes can make a huge difference. Use this time to listen to your inner self, to find your center, to gain clarity and insight. Over time, you'll find that these moments of stillness become a sanctuary, a source of strength and wisdom that you can carry with you throughout the hustle of your daily life. Remember, in the stillness lies the wisdom. In the quiet, we find the answers we've been searching for. So take that time, find that quiet space within yourself, and let the magic of stillness guide you towards greater clarity, understanding, and peace. That's the Stoic way, finding tranquility and wisdom, not by escaping the world, but by finding a peaceful retreat within it. 7. Balancing control and surrender. This principle is deeply rooted in Stoicism. The Stoics were big on focusing our energies on what we actually have power over: our actions, our thoughts, our responses. Everything else, we learn to accept it, to go with the flow. It's like being the captain of a ship. You can't control the sea or the weather, but you can steer the ship, adjust the sails, and keep moving forward. So how do we practice this balance in our daily lives? It starts with a bit of self-awareness. When something doesn't go according to plan, take a moment to assess: is this something I can change? If it is, great, go ahead and take action. But if it's not, that's your cue to practice surrender, to let go and trust that things will work out as they should. This doesn't mean giving up or being passive. It's about a strategic, mindful approach to life. It's recognizing that stressing over things we can't change is like trying to stop the waves with our bare hands. It's futile and exhausting. Instead, we learn to ride those waves, to adapt, to find peace, even in the midst of chaos. This balance of control and surrender brings a profound sense of peace. It's liberating, really. When we stop trying to control everything, we free ourselves from so much unnecessary stress and anxiety. We focus our energies on what truly matters, on what we can actually influence, and the things we can't control, we learn to accept them, to flow with them, not against them. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That's the essence of this decision. It's about finding strength in acceptance, in understanding the limits of our control, and focusing our power where it really counts. So, as you go about your day, remember this Stoic wisdom. Embrace what you can control and learn to let go of what you can't. Find that balance and watch how it transforms your life. You'll find a sense of calm in knowing that while you can't control everything, you can control the most important thing: yourself, your reactions, your mindset. Balancing control and surrender is a powerful way to navigate life. It helps us stay grounded, focused, and at peace, even when the world around us is anything but. And that is a key to a life well lived. A life of wisdom, tranquility, and true happiness. The Stoic way. And there you have it. 7 life-changing decisions anchored in the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. Each one a step towards not just understanding life's complexities, but mastering the art of living. Remember, it's not just about the knowledge we gather, but how we apply it in our everyday lives. Every moment, every challenge, every joy is an opportunity to practice these principles and grow a little more. As we wrap up this journey today, I want you to take a moment and think about how these decisions can fit into your life. How can they transform the way you see the world, how you interact with others, and most importantly, how you view yourself? Remember, the path to wisdom isn't a sprint, it's a lifelong marathon, filled with learning, unlearning, and growing. If this video resonated with you, if it sparked something inside, I invite you to dive deeper. Right here on the screen, you'll see our playlist on Stoicism, a collection of insights and practices to help you navigate the seas of life with more grace, strength, and wisdom. Go ahead, click on it, and continue your journey towards a more mindful, resilient, and fulfilled life. Thank you for sharing your time with me today. Remember, every day is a new chapter in your story. Make it a good one. Stay wise, stay strong, and keep walking the Stoic path.